All right.
Sure.
Welcome to I'm Loving Life podcast with A&T Mechanical Heat and Air Plumbing. We are going live. We got Tim.
Yeah.
Welcome.
No bad words this time, right?
I didn't say bad words last time. Did I? I might have.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You slipped up the last time, but we've been gone. We've been on a hiatus for a little bit, right?
I don't know. It's maybe a regroup. I don't know.
I think it just got super chaotic, in my opinion.
We've been crazy town.
Yeah, but that's a good thing.
So the people live, A&T, are we on the podcast or A&T Mechanicals?
It's on A&T Mechanicals.
So A&T Mechanical, we have a podcast, Loving Life podcast with me, Tim, and we've had guests. So we're gonna try to do this thing live and not mess up.
If you guys have any questions or anything like that, go ahead and pop them in the comment bar, and Andre's going to be keeping an eye on your comments. So if you have any questions about anything specifically, HVAC, plumbing, generators, whatever, or if you want to know what Joseph's favorite color is, he will be glad to tell you that.
I'd love to tell you my favorite color.
You know who we need to get in is Drake, actually, again.
Okay.
Because he wanted to, do it again. So I told him December.
Or the cop.
Oh, Daniel.
Daniel's amazing.
Yeah,
or Josh.
Josh
Go
is
through a
great
whole.
too. Josh is kind of busy now. He's kind of big time. So
I don't know.
I don't know if he can come visit anymore. But
if you do want anybody to actually come on board, suggestions, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But usually we're talking about love and life and our business, A&T, and right now we are amazing with the weather.
It's really, we're really fortunate being in December and saying it's busy, because that's the feedback I've been getting from other remodel companies and stuff. They're saying they're slow,
Or just in any trade in general is that way. They're like, oh my goodness, we're sending people home, we're letting people off, and right now we're rolling.
Yeah. So
we're blessed. So thank you, especially everybody that's done a lot of business with us. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Now, repeat business is great, but you have to have that good reputation, also taking care of people for people to come back, obviously.
Right.
So that's kind of the goal of this.
So can we kind of tell them what we're looking for?
In what?
In general.
Oh. Restart live. Why did I do that for? So let's restart the live then. Okay, so just hit that off button and then restart it.
Well, this is really interesting for the podcast.
That's weird. It's is there anything explicit in the background? Why? What did it flag here? Is there anything dangerous?
Well, with the podcast, going live is going to be interesting. But why are we going live in general?
It's a good opportunity for people to interact directly, so we can get live questions and stuff.
You've been doing a couple lately.
Yeah, we did. Of course, we did the virtual home show, right?
Yeah.
Did that a couple weeks ago. And then Austin and I did lives was it every day last week or almost every day? Something like that. So it was really good though. It's crazy how the algorithm actually, sends people that are in your local area to watch it. And there's some people too that are around the country too. So it's really good to get feedback from that. And, there was a lady from, I think, Yukon or something that had asked about her, sink issue is being clogged up. So I think that's super cool.
I thought it was really neat. I was on the plane looking at it, and I'm trying to
respond to it.
We do installation.
Yeah. There was someone that commented on I think it was a video from you. Oh, it was what video was that from yesterday that we posted? Anyway, I think it was about
the camera shot one?
No, it was the forklift one. The one I'm on forklift.
Yeah.
They asked what brands we sold.
Oh, that's cool.
I was like, oh, okay. So I responded, real quick. So anyway, there's people that are actually paying attention to it. So I think it's pretty cool.
Well, I just think that with Loving Life, it's just what's the next step that makes it more enjoyable, right? And A&T being different and doing stuff out of the ordinary, going live or going like that. I don't see many other heat and air plumbing companies doing that. And it's just, if there's something else that we're trying, AI is going to be really big. We're going to get involved in that, getting our personal robot. Just kidding. We're not doing
We'll do the iRobot maybe, basically.
But it's just how can we be different to that point that we are noticeable? And I think going live on Facebook or on TikTok or wherever that platform is, it gives us another opportunity that someone else doesn't know us. So I think it's huge for us.
Have you ever actually watched a live
I've never watched live until I saw y'all.
Oh, okay. Because I remember going down to a comedy festival and they actually shot like live podcasts, panel,
Right.
and everything. There was a whole audience,
Really?
Yeah. It was super cool because they're cracking jokes, talking about whatever. I mean, they're
Right.
comedians. They're talking about whatever wild stuff they can get a reaction. So I think it helps people because you can look at it, you can get really nervous, or you can use that energy of like having a crowd and kind of
Yeah.
feed into it.
But have you ever been in a situation that you feed off of a crowd?
Usually, if I'm trying to make myself look like a fool, I like it, but
Well, you played football,
a little
the
bit.
networking things, that kind of stuff. Do you feed off of the networking things? Networking, like going to,
Yeah.
we do like Gold Star and
Well, so like what I told Austin was, I was like, you're gonna get to some, and Austin's new. Austin's been on the live, so you guys have seen him. But what I told Austin is like, a lot of times you'll hit a wall and literally show up in the parking lot, right? And you've had this whole week of just nonstop talking to people, being energetic, whatever. I said, there's gonna be some days where you're literally gonna have to throw the key outside the car to make yourself get up.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I promise you, like if you can just get out there and go to it, you're gonna get recharged. Like
Right.
people do that. So I think a lot of it there's a lot of anxiety you have to get over to get into a new setting and meet new people. But I told him it's a struggle. So.
you got
I was
something?
going to say plug the podcast where they can find it.
Oh yeah, Love and Life Media or podcast.
Ooh.
We're on YouTube.
Uh-oh.
We're on YouTube. We're on TikTok, Instagram, stuff like that. So you guys can see full episode and on Spotify and Anchor.
It says is it the Loving Life Podcast?
Yes, the Loving Life
yeah.
podcast. Mhm.
So the Loving Life Podcast is what it's at. But
Yeah.
you'll see, I think I'm in a tub and Tim's out there
Yep.
bench press, like, buff and stuff.
No.
Yeah.
It was a picture Kiana took of me on like a plumbing job site that I just like because my beard was like crimson red.
That's good.
Anyway,
And he's growing it back. Boy.
Yeah, we're trying. We're trying to keep it all trim and neat this time. So that's what I'm kind of working on.
I'm trying to keep mine clean. Let me do the.
Oh yeah, do the whole beard comb. I go beard brush actually. That's usually my route of things.
But the reason why, because I hate when it's all straggly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I always want to keep it clean, boy.
I got a question.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Is it hard to find good employees for you guys?
So for me, like, if you focus on that task, like we focus right now is like getting business in. So if we focus on that, all our effort goes towards that. Like, hey, we need $89.99 heater, full system. So we're driving that everything we think of. But then when you change your focus, like, hey, we need employees. So right now we need journeyman heat and air installers. We need a journeyman plumber. We need some journeyman electricians.
Yep.
But when you focus on that, your org goes towards that. So then it's driving you. So then you get more applications. You get you put yourself out there so you can see those opportunities. And I think it is hard to go through them and vet them. But reality is like, as a company, we're built on helping our guys grow into the potential, like what journeyman or contractor, whatever you want to say. So we're okay with starting with people that are green, but in our stage and where we're at in A&T Mechanical, we need those leaders earlier. But is it hard? Yes, but if you focus on it, it's very easy to start. Because a long time ago, I was watching a TV show. It was about a heat and air company, and it was probably, I want to say like 10 years ago. It was a multi-million-dollar heat and air company, and the guy said, they asked him the same question, how do you find people? And he said, I only hire bartenders and used car dealership because I can teach them to be the technician. And what he was saying is that he just needs people to be honest and have that genuine love for that person, because bartenders are going to sit there and listen to you. Car dealers, maybe car dealership, maybe, but more the bartenders, clothing stores, that kind of stuff. Because if me and you can have a conversation like this, then you can have a conversation selling or having a technical question or
With
answer.
anybody.
So it is hard, but we're blessed with the people we have. We have a great team, and I don't know if it because we fell in our lap or we just been lucky.
I think one thing has helped too, because I've been here 3 years, but I feel like there's a lot that
Right.
changed. But what I noticed was at the beginning, it was because I don't think A&T really had like brand recognition yet necessarily. It was kind of unknown, stuff like that. So I think it was harder to get people to actually apply and come because they don't really know anything about you. But then there was a shift that happened. I want to say it was probably like a year and a half ago maybe, whenever the hiring actually became easier, and we're actually getting journeyman experienced people now versus all green people.
Right.
Which is not a bad thing, like Joseph said, like that's great. But like when depending on what stage you're in, what you need, like you need that certain type. So right now we need more journeymen, need more leaders, need more experience. So I think brand recognition definitely has helped just from what I've seen on like how it's looked. Because I remember it was like before it was like, do you have a pulse? You know?
Right. Let's go.
Okay, cool. Let's figure this out. And then now you can kind of be more selective and vet people.
Right.
You know. So that's what I've noticed. Are they doing the band thing again? Why is it banning? Why is it wanting a ban? That's crazy.
No clue, but
Take the believe down and see if that does it.
There's no way that's it. Can you even see it in there?
I think so.
Surely that's not it. Hold on.
So we're getting booted from TikTok because our I don't know.
So the algorithm is flagging it for some reason. I don't know why.
Is
Because
it the Red Bull?
you think so? No way.
That's really
Okay. We'll reboot the live, but we'll keep going. But that was a good question though.
who was that said that question? No.
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 Or just- okay.
It told us twice to restart it. Go for
Probably if it comes up again, we'll stop it, but we'll need to try to figure out Facebook then. Anyway, okay. On hiring people.
Let them know we're back on the live.
Okay, we're back on the live, guys. Make sure you put your questions in there.
Super high. We're getting kicked off. I don't know
I
why.
don't know why that is. That's crazy. Anyway. Okay. But I like that though. It's very interactive. Like it's really good because it's almost like you have a live. I mean, you do have live audience basically.
Back to a live audience. Do you ever get nervous talking? Because you have a big meeting over social media tomorrow.
I don't know what I'm going to say yet. So, yeah, I don't really know yet.
Great prepared.
Well, I think I'm just going to focus on like
What we've done.
maybe a little bit, but I'm not really interested in the whole like telling them like the little details because it's up to them to actually make content that's unique and it fits their niche, right? So I can't speak to what they're going to be good at, but I think the motivating people to actually do something in that space is the most important part.
Is it weird that since you're an introvert to go out there and present yourself?
Not anymore. It was a while ago.
But once
yeah.
you do it, you're dead for a day.
It usually if it's like
He has to recharge his batteries.
yeah, I have an introvert battery, so once it's gone, I gotta unplug and just go. Like over Thanksgiving, I completely unplugged.
Really?
Yes, completely unplugged. I needed that.
Right.
I had to have it. I feel so much better this week. I feel great this week. But anyway,
What?
I didn't unplug it. Are you serious right now?
What?
That's crazy. It's telling it again. Okay. Well, we'll hop
No,
on.
no. It's not. Look, read it again.
Oh, that's somebody spamming?
Somebody's.
Oh, wow. Okay. That is clever. Who is that? I don't know. Well, kudos to you. You did a great job. All right, good. Mr. Notifications. All right, okay.
I missed out.
Thank you. We appreciate that. All right, cool. We'll work through it. You would think it'd be like now that I'm thinking about it, you would think it'd be a banner You know, I didn't realize it was in the comments, I guess. Okay. Well, it has to be somebody that we know. Name yourself, sir. Caliente's on here, actually, too. I just saw him. Anyway, for those events, like, it used to be, like, have you ever heard of imposter syndrome?
Yeah.
Okay. Imposter syndrome was the biggest thing for me. Because it's like going in and people, for example, what I had to get over was people think you're an HVAC tech, you're a plumber, whatever it is, however you present yourself. And I never want to go like, oh, I do marketing and that's it. Because people don't want to talk to you. You know, they're like, you don't know anything or whatever. So I just picked up a lot of stuff. And now I have people that just assume that. And I had imposter syndrome for a very long time. But I can have full-on conversations with people about how stuff works.
Right.
I feel great about it now.
I think that goes for anybody that's in that stage. Like for me, like me running a business is very hard to be like, I know everything that's, granted, I mean, like just like COVID, we had no idea how to get through it. And I felt like I was an imposter because we were just making it happen. No one wrote that book. Mm-hmm. Well, it's hard process internally to figure that out. But when it comes down to it, like,
what I kind of had to accept was no one knows what they're doing.
Right.
Is what I've gotten into now. So it's like, okay, you have a partial understanding. Maybe you have a little bit more knowledge on it. But if you look at it as no one really knows what they're doing.
Right.
You know, just like when you were a kid, right? You thought your dad or your mom or whatever had all the answers.
Right.
And then you figure out when you get older, you know, we used to look at our parents like they're the great oracles that know all. Right. And you get older, like, oh, wow, okay.
And I'm still alive?
Yeah, it's like we were winging it, you know?
I did not mean that.
Yeah. But I just say it's like, okay, well, we're winging it, you know? And you're taking your previous experience for whatever your life is, even as a child, whatever, and you're putting that onto your child. But also the impact of it's so big because it's like your things that how do you interact with your child is going to affect them like into adulthood. Right. You know? And so, everything. Yeah. Everything that you do.
Right. And that's the part of changing because you always want to be better than what you think your parents have done for you, right? Mm-hmm. Or whatever. And no one can tell you how to be that person until you go through that. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the crazy thing about it. Yeah. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's like you've grown as a person. It's going to be better, and then you just evolve. And you've changed a lot in 3 years. Yeah. I've changed a lot in 3. Yeah. I've changed a lot in 6 months. Because that's part of life.
Yeah, it's like just a constant evolution of that, right? It's like I don't know. Whenever people are like, never change. I'm like, what? Like, who wants to be the same person? Right. Like that's nuts to me because you're not growing. You're not. I heard something that was really good. Is it was this banker that actually worked at the World Bank, and he was kind of breaking down how it all works, right, with different countries and stuff. And one thing he said was, and I actually told Mike about this because Mike identifies with it. He said he used to have both feet in chaos. Right? His life was just chaos. It's a mess. It's crazy. He's crazy. And then he got to a point where everything was in order, right? So at that point, nothing's a challenge. You're just checking in, checking out, and that's it. And what he realized was, and this is like his life philosophy basically, you have to have 1 foot in the chaos, 1 foot in order, because that's where you grow. Right. You know? And so that quote that he did, that philosophy really stuck with me, you know? Because you know, like how I grew up, it was all like orderly, right? Everything, nothing crazy happens. And then I meet Mike, and then just chaos everywhere, trucks blowing up, you know, whatever at the beginning. And then he's having to learn how to go from chaos to order, and he doesn't know how to handle himself. You know, and then you go into order, and then you become complacent. So you have to be in both.
The chaos is where a lot of owners have to live at because if it's 100 degrees or 40 degrees and everyone needs you to solve that problem, you feel more comfortable there because you're like, I'm wanted, I'm needed. And it's hard to get away from that moment because when everything's organized, you have all the structures that you have in place and the chaos is fixing itself, then you feel like you're not wanted. Yeah. Or like not needed. And then you're just like, wait a minute, okay, this is let me get into another problem. And that's how we feel more comfortable as owners or whoever as a people. Like, I feel way more comfortable when everything's exploding on us because I can solve it. Let's solve the problems because it's easy for me. And that's where I feel comfortable. Our back's against the wall. It's like, okay, how do we come through it? And now
It's more like tangible problems, right? Okay.
Instead of looking at like, you know, our goal this year is to do whatever and make so much and then be able to provide for everybody. But we like now, like we're looking 6 months from now. We used to react.
It was like,
What are we doing today to solve the problem today? Granted, we kind of still do that. But for us, now that chaos is being controlled by the group of people that we have, now we can say, okay, what are we going to do February, March to make sure this maintains the path that we're going to?
Right.
It's a beautiful thing. I mean, it's exciting. It's because we're evolving into not just a hobby or a nonprofit.
Yeah.
We're actually turning into a business that's supposed to be profitable and be around for another 45 years.
Right.
And that's the hard thing to do when you're a business owner or individual is like, okay, we have this path and that something hits that path. How do we divert and make that path go still the same way? And it's been good. I mean, we've done well with it.
Yeah. I think one quote I heard was, you need to get into a state where you're responsive and not reactive. You know?
Right.
So that's kind of been a big thing, like I've been thinking about is, okay, you be responsive but not reactive. What does that actually mean?
Right.
You know? And it changes how you kind of think of things, and it's like, okay, well, you slow down. You don't let things, you know, bad things really just kill you over and you're just done with things, you know, and you just figure out what the response is and then you respond.
Right.
When it's right to do it and when you're ready to, you know, instead of just blowing up or whatever.
But it takes time to learn that. 100%. I mean, I don't know how you can tell somebody, hey, let's do it that way, but you have to go through that process before you can do it. So I don't know. It's fun running a business.
So big announcements, kind of pivoting a little bit. There's big announcement coming in January, right? There's going to be
Two or one?
Y'all are going to end up having to push me or something. Is what's going to usually be.
So just one at this time.
Two. We're doing two. There's two announcements in January. Okay, we'll go live in January about what that is, but
We already kind of threw us.
yeah, there's, if you've been kind of paying attention, there's little hints in there, but yes, there'll be two announcements in January of additions to kind of what we're doing here. So we're really excited about it. There's a lot of unknowns with it and a lot of the imposter syndrome.
Where the chaos begins.
I'm like, man. Here we go. Here's another thing. Like, let's figure this out, you know.
But I mean, that's what's good about Loving Life Podcast is like you can come on here, you can talk to other people that have owned it, been through it, and try to learn it. So you don't make the same mistakes, but at least you can get ahead of that part because there's a big learning curve running a plumb. Like my dad's owned the business for 45 years. That learning curve that he did, he tanked. I mean, everybody went bankrupt, and he had to work his way out of it. Ever since I've been there, we have not went that far down. We've always came out of the fire, or whatever you want to say, and then adding the plumbing, and then we had some really big hiccups at the beginning, and now we're like full stride. Like,
Finally, yeah.
I mean, it took a good contractor, Mike, to come in and actually help us run that part to be a positive impact for A&T Mechanical. You know what I'm saying? So it was very nice to see us grow with someone that actually cared, that was diving into A&T Mechanical.
And that's where it goes back to that question that was asked, like, you get good people.
Yeah.
You know? I think, like, it's almost like a magnet where people like a different kind, you kind of assimilate to it and then attracts other people.
Right.
You know, I think that's a big part of it too.
And I still think of us as a heat and air company that only had 8 people or 3 people. And you don't think that way, but I mean, we have Like 45 people.
Yeah, the biggest change that I've seen on just like on like my personal socials, right, is when you start out and they view you as like a small, kind of
Yeah.
thing, very supportive, sharing everything. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. And then whenever you hit like this pivot point basically to where you didn't change, but the optics of you changed.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
So then people are less likely to try to go out of their way to help you because they don't view you as,
Family.
small local thing. They view you as something big, which it kind of sucks, but that's just, you just have to realize that.
But people like, oh, well, you have billboards and you advertise and you all this stuff, but I also have 45 people that we have to feed their families. It's like I can't just wait for one referral. I need everybody to refer. I need us to be on top of everyone's mind. I want them to be like, if you call A&T, they'll take care of you regardless. Like that's the point of being in business and being the one that that really takes care of the customers.
Preston. Oh, I remember Preston. He was on our live. What's up, Preston? Yeah, he was on our live, I think, last week. So, what's up, dude? It's good to see you again. I start to recognize some usernames,
That's
usually
good.
if they interact with you. Preston, I think I think you work at a mill, like a lumber mill.
Oh, yeah.
If I remember right. I think he works at a lumber mill.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, thanks for hopping on again. We appreciate it.
Okay. Sidebar.
Okay.
So I'm watching this on the plane going to Ohio.
Okay.
Lumber mill. I'm driving in Ohio and I see lumber mill and I'm like, I didn't even know that exists.
Oh,
There's tons of trees getting
yeah.
cut down and built. I was like, what in the world?
Yeah.
And you see all these 2x4s on the other side and these trees. I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This has to be that.
He is a timber buyer.
Oh, timber buyer. My apologies, Preston. Timber buyer.
Didn't even know.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't even know lumber mills were. I know they are, but I never seen one until I went and drove through Ohio. I was like, oh, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
A
Okay.
lot in Arkansas.
Is it?
Yeah. There's actually a bunch in Broken Bow too, right where all that is. Because you'll see the trucks with the logs and stuff on the back, like they drive through that area.
It's pretty
So
fascinating.
usually, if you have a lot of trees, there tend to be like lumber mills around. We don't have trees over
No.
here, so
especially in Piedmont. you
yeah,
know.
definitely not. It's all flat. It's just crazy.
Preston says, you fellas didn't know sawmills existed?
I did not. I mean, I knew they were there, but I've never seen one in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I didn't know what it actually looked like.
Yeah,
That would be
there you go.
That's the better way to say it. Apologies.
I know my wood has to.
It
Wait,
cuts from somewhere.
Wait a minute.
Someone cuts it. Like someone does it. I
know
don't
at
know.
Lowe's, it's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
I've just never seen one.
Doesn't lumber just come from Lowe's and
Yeah,
magically
it
just shows
just
up?
shows
Right?
up?
I
No.
mean, that's how I've always
That's
noticed
funny.
it.
Oh.
It's lumberjacks.
He's like, "Come on, fellas. Sorry, Preston. You're educating us now, okay? We
Is
don't
it
really
Paul-
have that
was
around
it
here."
Paul Bunyan? Is it Paul Bunyan? Right? And Blue?
Is-
Was it Paul Bunyan and Blue that the
I
old
think
story
so.
was about? I
I
don't
think
know.
so. I don't know.
It was a kid book.
Maybe Preston can, educate us on this.
It was a kid's book.
Oh, okay.
I think it was.
Yeah,
I think
remember-
it came a movie.
Yeah, there was a movie where is it Pecos Bill that would ride the twisters? He would lasso the twister,
That's that
take a
one.
ride. No.
I'm thinking the big blue
Yeah.
ox.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
thought
know.
it was all in the same movie.
Oh, I don't know.
What was the dude's name? The actor that played on Green Mile with Tom Hanks,
Oh,
the big guy. He was in that movie. I think he was. Was he John Henry or something in that movie? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like from the '90s or something.
I know what movie you're talking about. I don't know what his
Didn't he
name
play
is.
like John Henry or something? Like he did a bunch with like the rail yards. Like he would drive
Oh,
the
yeah.
spikes and
Right.
stuff. I think that's who that was. That
The Green
well,
Mile. That he killed.
Yeah.
They killed him.
Oh, okay.
What?
How, what?
Sandra.
Great mind.
Oh,
I haven't seen what.
okay. I thought you meant that. I
was like, you haven't seen Green Mile?
That's crazy.
You're thinking of Babe the Blue Ox.
There
There
it
we
is.
go.
Thank you.
Preston also wants to know, what is your favorite sandwich from Jimmy John's?
Oh, absolutely.
I said the
He
number
always the
7.
new guy.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not the new guy.
Well, you're the new guy on the lot.
Oh, well, appreciate it.
Sorry. But yes, mine was the number 7. The spicy East Coast Italian or something like that. But
Number
you're not
17.
really a Jimmy John guy, right?
Oh, Jimmy John's?
Yeah, you're not really a Jimmy John
I'm not
guy.
a Jimmy John. I thought you said Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's is
No.
where it's at. Jimmy John's? No.
Okay.
Now, you know what I'd like to try is that pickle one. They cut the
Picklemans?
pickle out, and then they put all the meat in the pickle from Jimmy John's. So it's a pickle sandwich.
Really? That's a
Hell
thing?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so they put all the meat and cheese in between the pickle. And that's the one I want to try.
Wow. I didn't know they
That
did
sounds
that.
amazing.
That's a giant pickle.
Plug the podcast one more time.
Loving Life Media, I said it again. The Loving Life podcast. You can find us on Spotify, Anchor. There's video on YouTube and stuff, so you can check it out
Apple,
there.
right?
Yep, Apple Podcasts is on there too.
I would show you it on my phone, but
Preston said, "What about Jersey Mike's? What's your go-to?"
the 17, the Philly.
Philly cheesesteak. I'm not really a hot sandwich guy.
Ooh.
I kind of get off the train with that.
And that would be I think it's
The Phillies.
14 or no, number 8. The 8's a cold one.
Like meatball sandwiches. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's why I don't like.
Number 8 with the bacon. Boy, their bacon's amazing.
That's why I don't like Firehouse subs because they're all hot subs.
Oh yeah,
Don't really like
love it.
Not really a fan of it. What else we got? Anybody else? Nothing? We appreciate you, Preston, for your input.
What's Preston's favorite one?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if you told us last time. 13. 13.
What?
Number 13 is... Preston said, yeah, that's wild. Something's off with this fella about your pickles up.
Well, thanks. Thanks.
Oh, that's so great. Oh, that's so great.
It sounds amazing.
This guy loves sandwiches.
Yeah. Preston. Oh man, that is so funny. Thank you for that. I enjoy doing this live thing. That's pretty great for the podcast. I don't know. We
The podcast, they're gonna what are they doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Reason we talk about loving life is because we eat some pickle sandwiches in the same. What?
Apparently, that's something
yeah.
we learned today about Joseph. So
I just think it sounds good. I don't like Jimmy John's.
okay. Well, all right. Well, we'll have to try that out. So
Next time, I'm gonna
be
grab
all
a
right.
sandwich.
something's off with this fella.
What?
He said that something's off with this fella.
Fair enough.
He's like, that's not a sandwich at all. Like, that's a pickle with meat and cheese in it.
Oh, that's funny. That's a good one.
Oh man, that's great. Thank you so much. That's so awesome.
That's crazy. Oh. Never mind. I ain't saying my mind anymore. This is uncalled for, fella.
We're singling out Joseph. That is unfair.
So what's funny is on Bluey, the show, the kid, the two the little kids,
Okay.
they call their dad, "Hey, big fella." Well, the other night, my son's like, "Hey, big fella," and I was like, "What'd you say to me?"
What did you call me, sir?
Big fella. I said, "No, you're not calling me big fella." And he's like, "But it's on Bluey," and I'm like, "Oh, we're not gonna watch that show anymore."
Yeah.
But it's funny.
That's like, it's the
I
same
was
thing whenever
rolling.
people called their wife like old lady or old man. Have you ever heard that? People call each
Don't
other
like
old.
that?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. I'm not really a fan
I think
of it.
my wife would disown me if I called her old lady.
Well, they usually go in context like, yeah, my old lady said. I think Ricky actually says that. I think Ricky, yeah. I think Ricky actually uses that, so that's new to me.
Old fella.
All right. Well, he's probably off his break, so. Good.
All right.
That was fun. I really enjoyed that. Thank you. So great.
No.
I like wild comments and stuff. Like, it's entertaining.
Okay, back to loving life. Get off this sandwich kick. I'm not gonna tell y'all anything anymore.
Oh, that's so great.
No. It's okay. It's okay. Well, I think we've hit our time today.
Yeah.
Loving
this
life.
is fun.
At the end of the day, loving life. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
To Preston.
Preston, you're the VIP. Or the MVP, I apologize.
And notifications.
Oh,
for-
native. Yes. Yes,
For
that
getting us to take
foolery.
down the Ted Lasso.
Dude, like it was a Ted Lasso fault. He must have loved that. He was probably laughing so hard. What did Preston say? Answer the question. What's the question, Preston? What was the question, sir? I don't see it. We'll answer this one, and then we'll get off. Well, I don't know. I missed his question. Did he answer the question? Do you have a
What
question?
about Jersey Mike's?
Oh, it said 17.
Yeah, he said 17.
He said 13 all the way.
Okay.
Ooh.
Go 13 guy. Okay.
I'm trying to
What
remember.
number is your pickle sandwich?
I don't know. I
Oh,
heard
okay.
it was there. I never had it.
Oh, okay. So
From Jimmy John's? I don't
We're
know.
in denial now. Okay. Got you.
We'll get it. At the end of the day, loving life. Thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.